Hello, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in Nigeria and Europe, in the United States of America, Australia, wherever you may be. I welcome you once again to this channel, Communication Moments with Dr. Godswill Oki. We've had a fruitful time last week. We looked at the brief, and incidentally, there have been so many responses towards that. People don't pay attention to those little things, but they are the things that matter. They are the things that determine the well-being sometimes of the organization, and sometimes they protect us too. For today, we are going to look at another form of tool, as it were, correspondence, which is the letter. Talking about the letter, it sounds so commonplace, it sounds routine. But a lot of things goes on into making a letter an effective communication tool. You know, the letter comes in different forms. You have the informal letter, you could have the semi-formal letter, and you have the formal letter. The letter is quite important because it's that communication tool which an outsider, so to say, sees, about the organization. Is the thing that informs and gives the first impression about the organization. So the letter as a communication tool of the organization matters. It is the first advert material, so to say, or the first sales tool which you hand over to somebody, whether it's for employment, whether it's for an appointment, whatever it may be, whether for a contract. The letter is quite important. Thank you very, very much. It's like we said, it is the first visible things, that you pass across to either another organization or to an individual. Letters are mainly external communication devices, but at the same time, they are used internally. Remember, you can write somebody a letter of promotion, you can write somebody a letter of dismissal, you can write somebody a letter of appointment. These are letters, and there are also certain forms of letters. You could write a protest letter within an organization. The union might write a letter to the management that says, look, so and so are the issues we find unpleasant and we want to change. So letters are also used internally, but more often than not, they are addressed externally for different purposes. You can write out to another organization. You can seek business right through letter. You can seek consulting through letter. You can send a letter of invitation to the press. There are so many things you can do as through the letters. It gives an impression of what that organization is all about. So letters should not be taken for granted. Good letters have been known to bring a lot of rewards. At the same time, bad letters have also been known to create undue scandals, either about organization or put them in a bad light. So in any letter, you have to the author or the person who is overseeing that letter should make sure that he goes through that letter over and over again, so that there won't be misspellings. Misspellings give wrong impression about organization when you have spelling errors. So that the punctuations have to be properly put in place, so that the letter itself will read right, so that it will be organized properly. Having pending on the organization, you have the introduction, you have the middle paragraph, and you have the end. More often than other, most letters should not be lengthy. Letters should not be lengthy. They should be brief, and they should go to the point of whatever it is. Official letters are also devoid of unnecessary pleasantries, as may be the case. So letters should be carefully written and edited. Even after, if you're not sure of what you've written, you can pass somebody nearby to go through another person may detect whatever it may be. These days we have the laptops, we have the internet, the computers, so you can correct errors. You can go do some word check, for those words that you are not sure about. And you advise in letter writing not to also use high sounding words that don't mean anything. Even if they mean anything, you create a dissonance, between what you're trying to put across, the message you're trying to put across, and the reader may not be somebody that has a lot of time. So if you come across two or three high sounding words, the reader, if it's an important client or a potential client of yours, may just dump that letter. So that letter has to be an intro. It has to have a smile on it has to say, "Look at me. I am me. Read me." And it also has to end in that same way. Bye. We've had a nice chat, or within the grasp of 2 or 3 minutes. Uh, the reader of that letter, what did I say, 2 or 3 minutes? Well, or less, should be able to come up with a smile and have the message of that letter when he or she reads it. So you take care so that those flaws will not be there. Letters should also be properly addressed. Most letters these days, some letters people don't care, but they should be properly addressed. The person you're writing to should also be properly addressed politely, and if you should have the names of the people you're writing to properly written, because that's a sign of respect and recognition of the person you're writing to. Um, be careful of those letters in the letter. Be careful of the words you use. There are words that sound similar. Be careful of the one you're using. Tire. And also, if you're going to adopt the American format, do the American thing to the end. If you're going to adopt the British format, which is quite familiar with most of us, you do that to the end. Letters should be written in the company's style. Most companies have their style. So you adapt your letter to suit the company style. Don't go out of the company style. Remember, that is the first intro an individual has with that organization, and you don't want to destroy or create a misunderstanding between the image that you want to sell and what you're putting across. Another thing is we need to take into consideration that most letters are written in the third person pronoun, that is we, and you could be to an organization, so you have to take that into consideration when writing. And as much as possible, end your letters pleasantly and politely. Letters should be ended pleasantly and politely. When you do that, you leave a lasting impression in the mind of the reader or any other person that comes across it at any time. Letters are actually reference points. Even a letter written decades could always be brought up, and people will have an impression about both the writer and by the organization it is coming from. Uh, Most letters these days go through the email. So even at that, you write the letters as to what we've discussed, and make it succinct, you make it direct, you make it devoid of flaws, grammatical and otherwise, structurally, and send it across. Thank you very much. This has been me, Dr. Godswill Oki. We are going to meet again soon. Remember this communication moment with Dr. Godswill Oki. So whatever it is that you need, for those doing exams in communication, some people who reach me, I will advise you go through my YouTube channel. There are so many things that you ask me about that are there. You'll find them in there. So you study them, but if there's anything that you want me to handle personally, you can call, you can send me a DM. And if there's a consulting you want me to do, advertising, planning that you want me to do, we are here for you. Thank you very much. We don't have time to look at some national issues today, but I promise in the next time we meet later on in the week, we shall do that. Have a blessed day wherever you may be, and remember, this is Communication Moments with Dr. Godswill Key. Bye.